Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Now then, I will try to keep this brief and not, in my usual fashion, not be controversial. We have a proud tradition in this country of being able to protest and have our voices heard. And we've got something else in this country which is called democracy, which I think sometimes the opposition benches forget about. We got an 18-seat majority at the last general election, and we got that to get tough on law and order, and this bill provides that. Now, I'm one of the people in this chamber that stood on the picket line. I stood on a picket line in 1984 when the miners' strike were on, with my dad and my uncles and my friends, and I stood on those picket lines for a year. And I saw the good and bad of protests. I saw the good, where men could be in the most dire circumstances, could keep their spirits up. They protested for something they believed in. But I also saw the bad. I saw the violence. I saw the horrible scenes. I saw the miners getting injured. I saw the police getting injured. I saw the police horses getting injured. I saw the dogs getting injured. It was awful, awful times. And I never want to go back to those times again. And I thought we wouldn't until I saw the horrible scenes on Whitehall when the BLM riots took place just a year ago or so. And it was awful, awful scenes. And like I say, I never want to go back to those scenes again. But protest is important in this country, and I've had my own protests throughout the years. And I'll tell you about a couple of protests I have had. I was attacked viciously on both occasions by the Labour Party and the left of this country for having my protest. I did a simple protest last year during the football, when I refused to watch the England team because of their stance on taking the knee. That was my little protest. It wasn't a violent protest. I didn't go out in the streets, I didn't go banging drums, I didn't get my megaphone out, I didn't shout at people. All I did was just refuse to watch a few football matches. And what happened? I was attacked by every single member on the opposite benches, the mainstream media. In fact, the Daily Mirror, they voted me the worst man in Britain. And that is an accolade now which is so close to my heart, and I'm so proud. I hope I get it this year as well. But let me talk about the next one-man protest that I did in Ashfield, which was a few years back, when I was a Labour councillor, by the way. We had a problem on a beauty spot in Ashfield where the travellers kept coming. They kept ruining the site. They would leave rubbish there. They'd be out thieving at night. There were pets going missing. All sorts of shenanigans, people being threatened, effing and blinding, playing music, making fires, burning wire, all the typical behaviour that you associate with a site like that. And then I asked the council to put some barriers up to stop them coming back. The council refused. So we tidied the site up. It cost thousands of pounds. And then they returned again. The travellers returned and did exactly the same. Foul-smelling smoke coming in the fires, burning wire to get the copper out. There were neighbours being threatened. There was excrement everywhere. And eventually, when the conditions got so bad they couldn't live there anymore, they moved on again. And I thought, my goodness, we can't carry on like this. We've got to sort this out. So I said to the council, put some barriers up. Again, they said no. So I got two big blocks. I got a JCB, two big boulders from a local demolition site, and I went up and I blocked this car park off. And guess what? They didn't come back, the travellers, because they couldn't get on. But guess what the local Labour group did? The Momentum Control Labour group, because of my one-man protest. Guess what they did? They issued me with a fine for fly tipping. I got a £100 fine for fly tipping. That was there. That was them agreeing with my protest, or not agreeing with my protest. I got a fine for fly tipping. But luckily, my residents, my common-sense residents in a red wall area said, we'll pay that fine for you. But luckily, the fine was rescinded in the end. But that just shows you what the Labour Party think when one person tries to do a protest on their own. They issue fines. Now, what we've got to realise with this bill is we're not voting to stop protests. We're voting to keep members of the public safe. We're voting to keep our roads open. We're voting so people can go about their daily business, so they're not hindered. We're voting to stop criminal damage. What is wrong with that? I just don't understand why you would vote against it. And I've said it before. We've seen these eco-hooligans, these whatever they are, in the street dancing off their heads on something. You know, blocking motorways, gluing the ears to motorways. It's unbelievable. And unlike the opposition benches, the people of this country, this great country of ours, have had enough of it. They're sick of seeing it. They're sick of switching the TV on and seeing these idiots, stopping our way of life. And anybody would think that we're voting to live in a communist state, but we're not. We just want people to live in a safe country and go about their business. I wonder if That's opposite. You know, they understand how angry the British people are when they see statues being pulled down, they see buildings being damaged. Do they think it's big and clever? And I know one of the members opposite spoke about the type of people, he's not in his seat at the moment, the type of people that demonstrate. But I'll tell you the type of people on the demonstrations we've been seeing, like the Insulate Britain and all these eco-warriors. We've got three categories, really. We've got the middle-aged hippies, you know, they're probably about my age, they've probably got a few bob in bank, you know, they drive the big 4x4, they turn up to a protest, they turn up in the hemp vest, they probably, you know, got the latest bowl of muesli, you know, eco-friendly muesli in the rucksack, and they go out and cause mayhem, absolute mayhem, because they've got nothing else better to do. And then we've got the socialist worker type, haven't we? This is the irony of a socialist worker. I used to mix with some of these back in the earlier days. The socialist workers I met, not one of them went to work. They were socialists, but not one of them had a job. They've got nothing else better to do than go out and cause trouble. Yeah, you might look with, you know, again, with lazy expressions on your face, but that's the socialist workers. I'm not even going to start on the students because they're young. They'll grow out of it, they'll know better. But we've all seen the disgusting scenes on Whitehall during the BLM riots just a year or so ago. And as a party, we were very quick to condemn the violence, and rightly so. But what did the party opposite do? What did they do? Did they condemn the violence? No. What did they do? They sent the troops out. They went out and stood shoulder to shoulder with the rioters, the same rioters who were attacking our police outside Downing Street. It's absolutely disgraceful. Now, all we want to see, Madam Deputy Speaker, in this party is less criminals on the street, less knives on the street, less trouble on the street. So for once, please, the opposition benches, can you do 3 things or 4 things? Could you back our police, back our people, back our country and back this bill?